This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's start. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so what we will do today is we will talk about one last important topic which is part of AP and AR. Okay, so we already discussed about automatic payment program in our last week. There is one more program which is very important in terms of the uh, interviews, in terms of the exam, which is Dunning. Okay, so we will talk about Dunning today. Okay, and maybe I will try to complete this topic shortly, and then I will give you time to ask your questions related to the activity that I provided to you, the assignment. Okay, and we want to make sure that this activities, whatever we have given till now, that is completed before we talk any new topic. Okay, so Dunning is the last topic which is part of AP and AR. Once this is done, we are ready to start with the assets accounting. But before we start asset accounting, I want all of you to complete the assignment, be comfortable on whatever topics we have discussed till now before we start with a completely fresh topic. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Dunning. Any idea what is Dunning? Do you know what is Dunning? Forget about SAP, just the normal explanation of English meaning of what is Dunning. Anyone?
I think it's a group of payments at a time.
Group of payments. What do you mean by group of payments?
At a time, you can make the payments to multiple customers or vendors.
No, that we discussed in automatic payment program, right? That was automatic payment program where you can group all the invoices and make the payment at once.
Okay.
Making the payments to multiple vendors or customers is automatic payment program. What exactly is Dunning then? Shiva, Shrikant, I think you must be knowing this. Minal?
Yeah, Vikram Srikanth here.
Yeah, Shrikant.
Yo, so I had a light insight that turnings is similar to like we send a notices kind of things to customer.
Yes. What kind of notices to the customers?
Like we're awaiting for the payments or the similar kind, like the payment is yet to receive.
Right. So see, automatic payment program is from our side. We want to make the payments to the vendors. Okay, so we use automatic payment program so that whatever invoices are due, we are making the payments to the vendors. Similarly, even we as a company, we are expecting some payments from the customers. Okay, so let's say customers due amount which they have not paid till now. Their due date is already over. Okay, so what you will do, you will send the reminder letters to the customers. Okay, let's take an example of the mobile service provider. If you are using postpaid connection, or if you are using maybe electricity bill also, nowadays you are getting the message that your due date is already over, please make the payment so that you can enjoy the services, right? So what happens is, if you don't pay on time, you get the reminders from these companies, right? Same way goes for SAP also. In SAP also, we have a tool, we have a program. What it will do is, it will automatically pick all those invoices for which due date is already over but the customer is still not paid. Okay, and then these reminders you can send it to the customers. So this program will automatically find those invoices, and when you complete the process, automatically the mail will be generated to the customer, and he will be getting the mail that this much amount is due and I need to pay by this date. Okay, so Dunning means, in short, it is a payment reminders to the customers. Again, if I ask you simple thing, payment reminders to customers or also to the vendors? Last week we discussed automatic payment programs. Although we are making the payments, but we can do it for customers also, right? We can make the payment to the customers also if there is a credit balance. Same way, can we send the payment reminders to vendors also, or it is only for customers?
We can send both.
We can send both, but why we will send payment reminders to vendors? If we have a debit balance.
Sometimes, yeah.
We have a debit balance, right? Normally we need to pay to vendors, but sometimes, let's say we paid more amount, or maybe we paid the amount and later on we returned the goods due to some problem, and now we are requesting vendor to make the payment, right? So just remember, both automatic payment program as well as dunning, it is not only for customers or vendors, it is for both. So I can use, this question comes in the exam to confuse you. They ask you automatic payment programs are only used for the vendors. So normally looking at the automatic payment program, we think yes, payment we are only making to vendor, customers we are not making the payment. But the answer is yes. Automatic payment program is used for customers also and vendors also. Similarly, dunning is also used for customers and vendors also. So normally we send the payment reminders to customers, but if a vendor has a debit balance, then we can send the dunning letter to the vendor also. Okay, so payment reminders to customers or vendors is nothing but dunning. Okay, so what do you think? What are the different things that you need to know in order to send the reminders to the customers and vendors? First of all, what process you want so that the system should automatically send the dunning letters to the vendor? Number one, system should be able to find all those invoices which are overdue. Overdue means where the due date is already over. Okay. Number two, system should be able to get the wordings. Now, whenever you want to send the reminder, okay, so are you going to send the same letter every time to the customer? So for example, whenever I will remind him for the first time, I will be very polite. What I will write in my mail, that sir, the invoice was due last week, but you have still not made the payment, requesting you to make the payment as soon as possible. When you send the second reminder, you will say, sir, we already reminded you last week, right? But the payment is still not done. Please make the payment, otherwise we will charge interest. Okay. When you send the third invoice, it would be more like you will be writing that, sir, we already sent you two invoices, two reminders, but the payment is still not done. Now we have started charging you the interest. So please make sure the payment is done on time. Then also, if a customer is not paying, then you can go for legal also. You can say, sir, we already reminded you multiple times. We started calculating the interest also on your invoice. The payment is still not done. If not paid by this date, we have to go legal, right? So the wordings are definitely going to be changed, right? So the question is, how many reminders can you send to the customer from SAP? What are the maximum number of reminders that you can send to the customer from SAP? Okay, I'll tell you. So system should be able to get different wordings for reminder, right? We need to have the different wordings for each reminder. And finally, system should be able to send the letters to the customers. Okay, so these are the things that we are expecting from the system. Now, if you want system to send the dunning letters, there are some configurations similar to automatic payment program. Whenever you want to do any particular functionality, whenever you want to execute a particular functionality, first thing you have to do is you have to do some configuration. So let me log in into the system. Okay, so I'll go to SPRO for the configuration, and the configuration related to dunning is available in IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivables and accounts payables, business transactions, and you can see dunning. Okay, just click on this dunning. Just go for dunning procedure and click on define dunning procedures. Okay, now here you can see there are already some dunning procedures created. We want to create our new dunning procedure for our company code. Okay, so I'll create a new procedure. For company code is ABCI, right? So ABCI, this is my dunning procedure for ABCI. Okay, dunning intervals in days. What it is asking is when do you want to send the letters? After every what days? What number of days? So for example, if I'm sending, I need to tell the system when to start sending the dunning letters. Okay, so first thing is I need to tell how many letters I want to send and what would be the time gap between each letter. So this is dunning intervals in days means time gap. So let's say I want to send the letter every 7 days. Every weekly I want to send the letter. Number of dunning levels. This means how many number of letters I want to send to the customer. Dunning level means the number of dunning letters. Okay, so maximum SAP supports 9. Favorite question which is asked in exam. What is the maximum number of dunning levels that we can send to the customer? It is maximum of 9, but in our case, let's say we are keeping 3. We can decide how many we want to send. Okay, SAP system supports maximum of 9. We can decide out of that 9 how many we want to send. Okay, normally wherever I have worked, I have never seen a company who is using more than 4, maximum 4 letters. Okay, fourth is a legal. Okay, fourth letter after 4, it would be all legal action. There will not be any reminders anymore from the system. Okay, total due items from dunning level. I'll tell you about this. Let's as of now keep it blank. Minimum days in arrears, which means when should I send the first letter? So let's take this example. Okay, there is a customer. Let's create the table here. So this is a customer number. This is an invoice number. This is the amount, and let me add one more column. Okay, and let's say this is the due date. Okay, customer number maybe 123, invoice number INV1. Okay, amount pending is 10,000, and due date let's say was, what is today's date? 16th. So let's say the due date was 14th 11/2019. Okay, so now looking at this information, let's say I am executing the dunning today. So what do you think? This invoice should be considered in the dunning or not? Due date was 14th, and we are on 16th today. So whether we should send this invoice or we should wait for 2-3 days for the customer to make the payment. So normally what we do is we give some time to the customer. So let's say 14th was the due date, we will give him the time for additional 2 days or additional 3 days, right? So that we can write here how many days you want to give to the customers in order to make the payment. So which means if I execute the dunning today, I don't want this invoice to be considered because we have still not reached the number of days in arrears. Okay, so let's say I want to give 3 days in arrears. Line item grace period. So one is for account. Account means if this customer, again let me write one more line, same customer 123, this is invoice number 2. Okay, amount is 5,000, and this was due on 10th 11/2019. Okay, now looking at this information, what do you think? If I enter 3 here and 3 here, okay, let me explain what is the difference between these two. First, it is saying minimum days in arrears for this account. Account means customer. So this customer, what is the total number of days in arrears? I will obviously go for the invoice which is due from more number of days. Okay, so for example, the invoice which is due is from 10th of November 2019 and we are on 16th of November 2019. So even if we give this customer 3 days of arrears, then also we need to done now, right? Why we need to done? Because customer has already reached the number of days in arrears, right? So this invoice, because of this invoice, we will definitely send the mail to the customer. But again, when we are sending the mail to the customer, whether we want to consider both the invoices or we should send the mail only for one invoice, that depends upon this configuration. So what it is saying is line item grace period. So customer has a grace period of 3 days. Each and every line item also has a grace period of 3 days. So even though looking at this grace period, I am going to send the letter to this customer, but whether I should include this invoice or not, that depends upon this line item grace period. So what do you think? Now, question number 1, shall I send the reminder letter to the customer or not? Based on this configuration, 3 plus 3, 3 and 3 days, 3 for account and 3 for grace period. Question number 1 is whether the dunning letter should be sent to this vendor or sorry, to this customer or not. What do you think?
No,
Why no?
only 2 days, right? First one.
No, customer, see, the last invoice is already due from last 6 days.
No, I'm talking about the first one, invoice one.
No, okay. My first question is whether the dunning letter should be sent to the customer or not.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely yes, because the last invoice already exceeded the grace periods. Right? So customer will be definitely done. You will be sending the dunning letter to the customer. Now the question number 2 is when you are sending the dunning letter, whether you will include both the lines or you will include only one line.
Only one line.
Only one line because second line is grace period is still not achieved. You understood now the concept of minimum days in arrears and line item grace period. Okay. So this is what you can specify here. Apart from this interest indicator, don't worry as of now, we have still not discussed anything on interest. Okay, and then once you are done with this, so what we are telling the system that we are going to send 3 letters every 7 days. Every 7 days we will send 1 letter. So total 3 letters, every 7 days 1 letter. Okay, and what are our dunning levels? Now let's click on this dunning levels. It is giving some error. Specify either normal transactions or special GL indicators. So I will go for standard transactions. Okay, and click on dunning levels. If you are getting any this kind of warning, just press enter. Now you can see system is by default giving you the dunning levels. Dunning level 1, dunning level 2, dunning level 3, because we said we will send 3 letters. So when your dunning will start, you are giving 3 days of grace period. So first letter will be sent only after 3 days. Are you getting it? When will you send the first letter? First letter can be sent only when the grace period is over. So after 3 days, you will be sending the first letter. Okay. Then how many days? What is the interval between 2 dunning letters? 7 days. We have written 7 days, right? So we are going to send 3 letters, every letter after 7 days, and then we are giving the grace period of 3 days. So our first dunning will start from after 3 days. Second dunning would be 3 plus 7, 10. Third would be 10 plus 7, 17. Right? That is exactly what you can see here. 3, 10, and 17. Okay, so what we are telling the system that we have 3 dunning levels. First letter will be sent when the invoice is due for more than 3 days. Second would be sent after 10 days. Third would be sent after 17 days. Okay. This is from the dunning level point of view. We don't need to change anything here. Let's go to the minimum amounts. Okay, now let's take an example. Although this invoice is due, but this invoice is only, let's say, 100 rupees. So are you unnecessarily going to send the letter to the customer for a very minimum amount? right? So you can also tell the system that there is only point in sending the letters if the amount is huge. So you can tell the system only send the invoices if the amount is more than a particular limit. So for example, I'll say I will only send the dunning to the customer if my amount for dunning level 1 is more than 1000. Okay, if the amount again for the second level is also 1000, but third one, let's assume in this case this is my legal. So shall I go for legal just because of 1000 amount? I'll say no. So third legal notice will only go to this customer if the amount is more than 10,000. Okay, so I can write the minimum amounts here. I can tell the system what is the minimum amount when the dunning should be carried out. Okay, you can also write the percentage. Okay, so we don't need to worry about this as of now. 1000, 1000, 10,000. And last one and very important one is dunning text. As I told you, what are you going to send? What letter you want to send? What wordings would be there? How strict are you there in your letter, or how verbal you are? That totally depends upon the customer. What wordings they want to send it to the customer, right? So I'm going for dunning text, and in dunning text system is asking me company code. So our company code is ABCI. Okay, and this is account type for customer. Okay, so if you are getting this error, maintain dunning data for company code ABCI first. Let's click on the new company code. Enter. Okay, dunning by dunning area, separate for dunning level. You can just click here and save it. Okay, and then just double click, or maybe let's go back. Do you want to save? We will say yes. Okay, and then go for dunning text and press enter. So it will allow you to enter this particular screen. Now, definitely the wording will be different for, like if you go for two different clients, the wording would be different. Okay, so SAP provides the standard forms for the wordings, but most of the time when you are working for the client, the standard forms which are delivered by SAP, they are not sufficient. You need to change that and you need the coding. So you will ask your ABAP consultant to change the language of that particular form. Okay, so in this particular case, I am just showing you that if my dunning level is 1, second is dunning level is 2, and dunning level is 3, as of now, I can take any form which is already provided by SAP. So it will take the normal wordings which is provided by SAP itself. Okay, so I'll go for this dunning form, and within this I'll go for language English. Okay, and same way, I don't want separate form to be for dunning level 2 and 3 as of now. I will assign the same form, which means the wording would be same for each form. But as I told you, normally you need to ask your ABAP team to change the wordings in these forms, and you will assign the separate forms for dunning level. So whenever you are sending the first form, the wording would be different. Whenever you are sending the second form, the wording would be different, and the third form also, the wording would be different. Okay, so let's come out and try to save it. No dunning charges have been entered. Sometimes what we do is, it is also possible to charge the customer for the dunning. So which means if a customer is not paying, when you send the first dunning, you will tell him that for dunning also we are charging you 100 as a penalty. So every dunning can also have the penalty charges. Okay, but since we are talking about SAP and most of the SAP customers are big, normally most of the clients don't charge any amount for the dunning. Okay, so we can keep it blank. Okay, let's try to save it. Press enter. So now our dunning procedure ABCI is ready. Okay, how it would be used now? So first thing what we need to do is we need to create kind of these two invoices. We will take these two invoices, okay, with these due dates, and we will try to run the dunning. We will see whether the system is able to determine that particular invoice or not. Okay, any questions till now in the configuration? Okay, if not, let's see the process now. So I'll create, first of all, let's go and see in the customer line items if there are any open invoices. So What is the transaction code to see the customer line items?
FBL5N.
FBL5N. FBL5N is the transaction to check the customer line items. So for company code ABCI, I just want to see if there are any open invoices already here. Okay, there are a lot of those. So I can see there are many invoices for this particular customer. Let's go down and see for another customer. So this is another customer. Here also there are some invoices. Sorry, one invoice. It is only one invoice. We can see FBL1, FBL5 is showing double entries. So there is only one invoice which is pending for this customer, and let's see what was the due date. So I can go to select layout, or maybe I can go to change layout and bring the due date column here. Okay, so due on 15th of 11th, 15/11/2019. No, sorry, not this one. We need to check this one. Yeah, so this was due on 2nd of November 2019. So what we will do is we will see for this particular invoice, system is generating the dunning or not. Okay, but before that, before we carry out the dunning procedure, we have to assign this customer to the dunning procedure that we created. So if you want this customer to be done means if you want to send the dunning letters to this customer, then in this customer master data, you have to assign the dunning procedure. Okay, so it is up to you which customers you want to done and which customers you don't want to done. Okay, so where should I go to change the customer master data? Customer master data. What is the transaction code for customer master data?
BP.
BP, right? BP is a single transaction to change the customer master data. Okay, so I want to find, or maybe, I want to find the business partner by customer number, where the customer number, I copied it and click on start. Okay, so double click. This is the business partner, and where I can find the dunning information. Dunning information is FI information, right? So it would be in FLCU00. Okay, here go for company code data, and in company code data, dunning information is stored in customer correspondence tab. Okay, customer correspondence tab. Correspondence means what? Sending all the correspondence letters to the customers, right? So correspondence, you can see there are a lot of fields related to dunning. Okay, so currently I'm in the display mode. That is the reason it is not allowing me to change anything. These are all grayed out. So if you click on change, then it is allowing you to change the dunning procedure. By default, there was no dunning procedure. If there is no dunning procedure, this customer will not be done. Okay, system will never send any dunning letters to this customer if the dunning procedure is not assigned. So now if I select, it will show me the dunning procedure that we created, ABCI. Okay, and save it. So now we told the system that whenever we are running the dunning for this customer, if there are any invoices which are due, system should be able to send the reminders. Okay, let's try to execute the dunning. So how are you going to perform the dunning? Again, accounting, financial accounting. It is part of AR, so accounts receivables. It is also periodic processing, similar to F110. So you'll be able to see dunning somewhere here. If not, let's go for account. Correspondence. No, just give me a minute.
Vikram, we have it in the periodic payment.
Is it there in the periodic? Okay, let's see.
Yep. F150. F150.
No, F110 is automatic payment. Sorry, yes, yeah, sorry. It is in the periodic processing itself. F150. Okay, so automatic payment program, we were using transaction F110. dunning program, we use F150. Okay. For automatic payment program, what was the configuration T code? For automatic payment program, FB,
ZB.
ZP. This was the configuration for automatic payment program. Same way, for dunning, transaction code is FB,
MP.
MP. Z is replaced with M. Okay, this will give you the configuration for the new dunning procedure, whatever we have done now. So you can click on new procedure and all those dunning labels and all, everything would be visible. Okay, so in order to execute the dunning, we can directly go to transaction F150, or we can double click on this line. You can see the screen is almost same as automatic payment program, where it is asking you run on and identification. But in case of automatic payment program, there are what were those 4 P's? First one, parameters, then you enter the proposal, then you create the payment, and finally you print it. Okay, in this case also you have parameters. Okay, let's see what are the different activities that you need to carry out in dunning. So run on, I will enter today's date. I want to execute this on 16/11/2019. Identification number, as I told you, you need to provide the unique number, so it can be anything. I'm entering 1. In parameters, I need to tell the system which customers to done. Okay, so what would be the dunning date? I'm taking the dunning date as today's date. Which documents you want to done, up to what documents posted up to what date. So again, I'll say whatever documents are posted up to today, I want to done those. For which company code? So for ABCI. And for which customers? So I can provide the range of customers. Okay, so whatever customers I have in my company code, I will just go from 16 to the last one. Okay, last one is 99, this one. So even if I have the open invoices for other customers, system will not done, because we are not assigned the dunning procedure to any other customer. It will only done this particular customer. Okay, so these are parameters. Once you are completed with parameters, you can save it. Okay, and then you have to click on this individual dunning notice. Okay, click on this. System will ask you output device. By default, standard output device is LP01. Continue. It will again, if it is asking you for company code, just provide, sorry, I think there is something wrong. Just give me a minute. We saved it, go to the status. No need to go for individual dunning notice, go for schedule. Okay, individual dunning notice means there is no resemblance to this, but schedule will go for this parameters, whatever you entered. Okay, so go to status, schedule the dunning run, provide the output device, which is LP01. Click on continue. Click on start immediately, same as APP run, right? In the APP run also we discussed all these things. Click on dispatch. Okay, keep on pressing enter. So you can see one dunning notice generated. Okay, which dunning notice is generated? So you can go to the dunning list. What we were doing in case of APP run, we were going to the payment list. Here there is dunning list. If you click on the dunning list, just click on OK. The system is able to send the dunning for this particular invoice. Okay, so you can see this is the invoice number. This was a due date, and this document is in arrears from last 14 days. So today is 16th minus due date was 2nd. So this document was due from last 14 days. Okay, and what is the amount and all the other information. Right, so system is able to provide the list of all those invoices which are due. Right, now this is system is able to tell us that this invoice is to be done, but if you want to done it now, then you will go for dunning printout, so that the mails should be triggered to the customers. So if you click on dunning printout, again it will ask you for output device. Let's give it LP01. Continue, and you can just click on print. Okay, so was scheduled, just press enter. There is something wrong with the printer. That is the reason you can see 0 dunning notice is printed, but otherwise you would be able to see the print here itself. Okay, so maybe I'll show you the sample printout, how exactly it will look like. So I want to generate for this customer. This is fine. Customer number 990001. Sample printout is completed. Once the printout is completed, what you can do is you can go to SP01. Okay, this is not only related to dunning or automatic payment program or whatever. Whenever you are doing any print in SAP, you can go to SP01, which is called a spool, where you'll be able to see all those documents which are printed. Okay, so let's see if there is a document here. It is still not showing. Something wrong with the printing setup here. I have to check that, because otherwise it should show you one dunning notice printed and it will be clearly showing you what is the content of that particular mail. Okay, so it will show the letter itself.
See, SAP is
Let me just,
afraid.
sorry?
Vikram. SAP is afraid that you send the dunning notice to Tata.
No. This is a test system. So anyways, we don't have the connectivity and we don't have the email.
I'm joking.
So what we normally do is, there are two options. You take a printout and send the physical letters, or second option is, you can save the mail ID of the customer, and definitely there is a lot of settings required from the mail server. So automatically, as soon as you trigger, the mail will be generated to the customer. Okay, but in this particular case, I think there is maybe the form that we used is not correct. Let me again go back to FBMP. Okay, and in this one, let's go to the dunning text. ABCI. Let me try to change this form that we are using. So why it is not allowing me to change? Maybe I'm already using it or something. Okay, let's go back completely. FBMP, you are already maintaining dunning procedures. Where? Yeah, this one. Okay, so ABCI and then dunning text. Okay, let me change this form. Sometimes the form is not correct, and that is the reason also it shows this kind of errors. Let's try this one. F150. Okay, and then let's try to the simple printout. LP01, start immediately for this customer. No, again it is saying 0 dunning notice is printed. Okay, let me check on this. There is something wrong with the form, I think, that we are using. But otherwise, once you make this dunning, what will happen is the print will be sent to the customer. So importantly, see, printing and all that you don't need to worry. The important thing is that document should come in the dunning list. So system is able to determine this document.
Hello, Guru. Can I ask something?
Hello?
Hello, this is Ashraf.
Yeah, there is a lot of background noise.
Can you hear me now?
Not very clearly.
Hello, Guru.
Yes, Ashraf.
Can I ask you something here? It's like our due date, if the due date crossed 3 days, then we settle fast data. Now, regarding this particular customer, this is like 14 days or 12 days uh, delay. Can we start from level 2 or level 3 of dunning for, say, for example, we missed the first letter?
Okay. Yes, I got your question, Ashraf. The question is if we are executing the dunning run after many days. Okay, so for example, this customer, the already 14 days, the due date is already over by 14 days. So why system is generating dunning level 1? Why it is not generating dunning level 3 directly? Because after 14 days, the dunning level 3 is responsible. The answer is you cannot skip the dunning levels. So even after you do the dunning after 10 years, okay, but still because you are executing the dunning for the first time, you are only sending first letter to the customer. Dunning level means how many letters you send to the customer. It is our problem that we are sending the letter late, but customer is only getting one letter from our side, right? So dunning level would always remain 1. When you send the second letter, then it will get changed to 2. When you send the third, then it will get changed to third. Right, Ashraf? This was your question?
Yeah, this was my question, but there are some company, what they do sometimes, they send the, level 3 straight away if they miss first and second. But SAP doesn't support it, yeah?
No. Yes, it is not possible. At least in SAP, I know it is not possible to send the letter 3 directly. You have to go in the particular sequence 1, 2, and then 3.
All right, okay. Thank you.
Okay, but let me check this printout issue because if the printout issue is not work, then we will not be able to see what changes it will make to the customer master data. See, what will happen is once the printout is done, which means system knows that you have sent from your side to the customer. Then if you go to the customer master data, again, if I go to transaction BP or if it is already open here, yes. So what will happen automatically, this last dunning notice, you will get the date here. That last dunning notice was sent on 16th of November 2019. Even you will be able to see the dunning level here. So system will very clearly tell you how many letters you sent to the customer already. So this fields will automatically get updated as soon as you send the dunning letter to the customer. But this will only happen once you print. If you are not printing, if you just created the proposal and you are not sent the dunning letters as of now, this will not get changed. Okay, so that is because of this particular issue. Let me try to solve it.
Vikram, when you are trying to print out in that sample printout, that customer is not selected.
I selected that customer, na?
It's not selected. It is just showing customer number for us. You are not selected. Can you try again?
Okay, let's try. So sample printout is not related to this entire procedure, but let me try. So sample printout LP01. I'm selecting here customer, this one.
Before it was not selected.
Okay, no, but let's try even with this also. It is saying by scheduled successfully. Let's go to SP01 and see. No, it is still not showing anything. Something wrong with the, I'm 100% sure because this happened to me previously also. It was related to the form only. The form that we are selecting is not correct. That
I
form
told
is,
you, SAP is afraid of Tata.
okay, let's try anything else. DE we should not go with. No, because otherwise we will not be able to see the complete process. This form, obviously, we don't have any control on that, but still, it is, at least for the testing point of view, we need to have this form printed so that we can see what will happen to the master data.
Oh.
F150 underscore.
Is this printing very important, Vikram?
Yes. So I told you, na, see, printing is important because otherwise the master data changes, you will not be able to see.
Yeah, I agree. But if there's a glitch, why spend time on a glitch? That's my point.
Otherwise, we are done with dunning. So this is the last activity that we just need to see.
Okay, Chief. No
Yes,
worries.
this is a dunning. So Yes, if this works, then I can show you some other scenarios. But if this doesn't work, then we will not be able to proceed now because it is not updating the master
Oh,
data at all.
okay, okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
this one we already tried, I think. Dunning interest with, sorry, Dunning form with interest is what? Okay, just give me a minute. Let me check in another system where I have done this activity end to end. It was in 400 client. And I think it was done for, yes, this should be there. This one we tried already, right? Okay,
Yes.
let me try if it is working here. Then maybe the form, there is a problem with the form in that particular system. Let's try in this system. If I execute the Dunning F150, number one parameters, Dunning date is 16th, and company code AMUS. This is another thing, but I'm just trying to see if it is working. So F4 AMUS. Again, I will take from this customer to, or maybe, okay, let's try. First of all, let's see if there are any invoices due. So FBL5N for company code AMUS. Yes, there are some invoices. What is the due date? Due, yeah, definitely. So this should be done, provided we have the Dunning procedure assigned in this customer master data. So BP, I want to select the business partner based on the customer number 86. Okay, and then in the FLCU00 company code correspondence Dunning procedure. Okay, let's use the standard one itself, 0001. Okay, let's do one thing. Even in our case, we can follow this thing. Instead of using the Dunning procedure that we created, let's try to use the Dunning procedure which is provided by SAP itself. So in that case, let me first log off from here. Okay, and then this is our system now. So organization, I will change the Dunning procedure to 0001, which is a standard Dunning procedure which has 4 levels, although every 2 weeks. Okay, and now I'll just post one invoice and then we will try to execute the Dunning using this new Dunning procedure. So FB70, our customer is this one. Invoice date, let's keep it as 01/11/2019. Test, or maybe better side, let me create another customer. Okay, why I'm saying that is because we already have one Dunning which is not completely finished, right? So that may create a problem when we are trying to do the Dunning again. So let's create a new organization. Which groupings we created? ABC1. This is test for Dunning. This one should be FLCU00. Okay, and then go to company code data, ABCI. Okay, and then enter reconciliation account, domestic, and then correspondence would be 0001. Okay. Sorry, what is that? Enter the external number. It is asking us to enter. So general data, customer number, maybe A123 or something. Customer number should be within number range. Okay, so let's take this customer. First create the invoice. So I'll go to FB70. Invoice date 01/11/2019. Okay, reference test 1. Amount, let's keep it as or 10,000. Okay, posting date also I'll change it to 01. And then a revenue GL account. Star and profit center. Okay, let's try to save it. Okay, so document has been saved. Let's go and see the due date. So this is due on baseline date is 1/11 and what is the 0? Okay, so it is due on the same date, 1/11/2019. Now let's try to execute the dunning for this particular line item. So what we will do, F150. Okay, we are doing the dunning on 16th, but this is dunning identification number 2. In parameters, I will enter the same dates and company code would be ABCI, and customer, I want to provide only single customer that we created just now. Okay, so this one. Okay, let's try to save it. These are the parameters. So we saved the parameters and then we are scheduling the dunning run. Output device LP01. Continue immediately. Dispatch. So one dunning notice has been generated, which we can see in the dunning list. Okay, which is correct, 10,000, and this is invoice that we created just now. And now we need to print it. So dunning printout LP01 print. No, even the standard dunning procedure. So it is totally related to the print form that we are using. Okay, we are not wrong with the dunning procedure. The error is because of the form that is provided here. Okay, so anyways, don't worry about this. Maybe I'll try to solve this and show you tomorrow. But only thing is, once this dunning printout is completed, then if you go to the customer master, okay, just remember this is very important question which is asked in the exam. What will happen once you print the dunning notice? So there are two things that you need to answer. One is last dunning notice will save the dunning date. Okay, and dunning label would be the last dunning label that you send the letter to the customer. So today I am sending letter 1 to the customer. After 7 days again I will send another letter. So here the dunning level will become 2. So looking at the customer master, you can easily tell how many letters we have sent to this particular customer. Okay, so if it is 2, this means there are 2 letters which are already sent to this customer for making the payment. So looking at the customer itself, you can tell whether the customer is a good customer or bad customer. More dunning levels means customer is not paying on time. No dunning level means customer is always paying on time. Right? So that is a good KPI which will tell you how good is a customer. Okay, so this is how dunning works. There are a lot of questions which comes in exam related to dunning. Like a lot of questions, I mean, out of many questions, there are at least 3 to 4 questions will come in exam. Okay, so what I'll do is, as I told you, I will send you the list of questions. This time I will not send because I think you are still busy with the assignments. First, you complete the assignment part, and then we will have one assessment. In assessment, you will be able to understand what are the types of questions which are asked in the exam, and then you'll be able to answer it if you have the regular assessment. So we will be having 2-3 exams, okay, similar to how exactly the SAP exams are conducted, so that you will get the confidence, okay, this type of questions are asked and you will be knowing the answer. Okay, so any questions till now? Activity, yeah, just 1 minute. So the activity that I provided you last week, please include APP and Dunning also in that activity. Okay, so complete up to APP and Dunning. Okay, then only we will think about starting the fixed assets. So what are we going to do now? Some time which is available today and the time that we have available tomorrow, we are only going to focus on the questions that you have. We will try to complete the activities, and from next week onwards we will start the asset accounting. Okay, so by next week, by next Friday, you should be able to complete each and every activity that is provided in the document, plus Dunning, plus automatic payment program.
Gaurav, can I ask you something?
Ashraf, your voice is not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it is better now.
All right. What I was wondering, you said that you will make groups of 3 or 4 people. I was just wondering, because I don't know the other people in the group. So we actually need Nafis, and if there is anyone else in US or Canada or UK.
No, actually, no, actually, that is not required, Ashraf. This activity, what I given to you, this doesn't needs to be done in the group. This is an individual activity that you have to carry out on your own.
I was wondering, like, if other people has got better understanding, who has got some SAP experience or something. So when we are doing this activity, they can remind us some. If me and Nafis can include someone like who has got some idea, or it could have been very helpful for us.
I appreciate that.
Nafis, Ashraf's
Yes.
voice is not clear. Can you just repeat what he's trying to say?
What he's saying is, like, since we have been lagging behind, both of us, so we know that this is not a group activity. Group activity you're gonna designate later, but for the moment, if there is if we can form semi groups, then somebody who is already accustomed with the system far better than us, they could be also in in our group, something like that.
I think Nafis, in our group, most of the guys are on the same level.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
is expert. Yeah, nobody is expert who has done all the things. But at the same time, as I told you, we have the forum now. So wherever you are getting stuck, just go to that forum, take your question, and definitely we will try to solve as soon as possible.
Okay, fine. So we will use the forum in that.
Yes,
But
yes,
that
yes. Anyway,
forum
see,
is no one following.
even if you create the groups, you will definitely raise your questions, and at the same time, the person should be free to answer, right? So it's better to coordinate with each other then.
I had an issue, I was trying to do simple stuff, and then I saw, SS user, somebody's name is popping up and it is blocked. So I wait.
That is a common issue, because you are
Okay.
using, even in the real-time project, when you will be working on the real-time project in the company,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
also when you are trying to do the configuration, and if that configuration is already being done by some other user, then
Yes.
definitely same screen cannot be accessed by both. So what you need to do, if you remember, first thing is you should wait, because we should also respect others. They
No, no,
might be
that I
doing
did.
something,
That I did. But I was just wondering,
but
if there is a way that we could send a text or something, so that, through the system or any way in same time, whichever, and we could reach out to the others,
no, it is.
like Bali.
I, yes, the better thing is you just wait for 5 minutes. If he's not
Okay.
able to, if he's still not going out, then I told you the transaction SM12.
Okay. SM12. Okay.
SM12 is a transaction. If somebody is locking, you just need to enter his user ID here,
Yeah.
okay, and just go and delete his entries. So for example, I want to delete all the entries which are locked by this particular user. You can
Yeah.
come here and you will click on delete. So now whatever he was locking,
Okay.
that will get unlocked.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Thank you.
Vikram, but that forum is no one following Vikram.
Sorry,
We are not getting the response on the forum.
for which question you have not received the response?
I asked you about the posting periods, right?
No, that I already
Hello.
replied on WhatsApp. That is the reason I have not.
Okay, but I did not understand that one, Vikram. How can we create the posting periods with the days every month, 10th of the every
Okay.
month, 5th of the every month?
Okay, so yeah, so that is actually my plan. I am going to show you that sheet again, and I'm going to explain you what exactly you need to do with each and every point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
just give me a minute. Let me share that activity sheet with you. Just give me a minute. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, yes, Vikram.
Okay, so let's discuss about each and every point now to be very clear. See, in this case, our client is Amazon, okay, and they want to implement SAP S/4HANA for two legal entities. Okay, now what do you think? Why I have written two legal entities? What I want to communicate to you in terms of SAP?
Yeah, two company codes.
Exactly. So 2B would be, we will be creating two company codes. One would be Amazon US and second would be Amazon India. Right?
Do we need to provide our company codes also? It's not.
Sorry, do you need to provide what?
Company codes also? No, right? Company
No, no,
code in to be
you have
processed.
to see, first of all, you have to provide the 2B. So in the 2B, you will write, we will create two company codes. One would be Amazon US, second would be Amazon India. And later on, see, 2B is the document which will tell you what you need to do. Okay, once you completed all 2B activities, you actually need to sit in front of your laptop and you need to configure all those things, whatever you are written in 2B.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Second is in US, Amazon follows Jan to December. In India, it follows April to March. Can you tell me what would be the 2B here?
We need to create fiscal year variants.
We need to create or we need to assign the standard fiscal year variant.
Yeah, we need to assign to the company.
We can assign K4 to Amazon US and we can assign V3 to Amazon India.
Yeah.
Amazon wants to use common GL accounts for both legal entities wherever possible. Now, what does it mean? How many chart of accounts will you create?
One.
You will be only creating one chart of account. When we say they want to use the common chart of account, this means you have to create in the 2B you will write that we will only create one chart of account which would be assigned to both company codes. Okay, now this point you are getting confused. What it is trying to say is US company will allow posting to previous month till 10th of every month. So currently we are in the month of November. If I want to allow postings in the month of October, US company code will allow up to 10th of November, while Indian company will allow only till 5th of November. What exactly I mean with this point is I don't want you to create the posting period variant on day-to-day basis. What I mean to say here is same posting period variant cannot be used for both company codes because their requirement is different. So you have to create two separate posting period variants, one for India, second for US. That is the only meaning of this particular line.
Okay, got it, Vikram now.
It is not day-wise month or day-wise period. We don't need day-wise period. What we mean to say here is, if we create a same posting period variant, then what will happen when India will close on 5th, it will not allow to the US company code also to make any postings. That is the reason we need to have a separate posting period variant because the requirements are different. Okay, so you will write here, we will create two separate posting period variants.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have Amazon wants to have some fields mandatory while posting the transactions. How the fields are controlled?
Field status variant.
Exactly. So you will write here, we will create a field status variant. Now in my scenario, I have not told you whether the field related changes are different for both company codes or not. If I have not provided that, you can assume that same field status variant would be assigned to both company codes. Right? Then Amazon wants GL account of 6 characters and that the balance sheet account should start from 1 and 2. So this is what you will be creating account groups. Right? Again, Amazon want to track all the cost incurred department wise. How you can track the cost department wise? What you need to create?
Cost center.
Cost centers. Right? So which means we want to tell the system that these are the departments. So these are the cost centers that you need to create, right? Then Amazon wants to generate the profitability reports based on 4 categories. How can you generate the profitability report?
Profit centers.
Profit centers, right? So these are 4 profit centers. Now Amazon wants to know how the GLs are created. So this is a master data. So why I added this point, you are not only creating the master data, but I want you to provide the screenshots of how you created it, so that you know how the end user documents are created. See, even whatever configurations you are going to do, whatever you are going to do, I want you to take the screenshots. Okay, because once you take all the screenshots, once you complete all this assignment, I'll tell you what are the different documentations required in the project also. So whatever activity you are doing, same activity is also done in the project. Okay, we create a document and this document is given to the customer. So here you are creating a document, you are submitting to me. In the real-time project, you will be creating the same document, but you will be sending to the customer. Right? So you need to create the GL master data with screenshots. Again, you need to create cost centers with screenshot. You need to create profit centers with screenshot. You need to create customers vendors with screenshot. Okay, and then you will be posting the transaction. Okay, FB50 end user transaction. Amazon wants to know how to change the GL document. So once you posted the document, if you want to change FB02, right? So that screenshots you have to provide. Any other point where you are getting confused in this particular list?
Gaurav, this is Ashraf again.
Yes.
I don't have any link for the forum or any WhatsApp group. Who is providing it? You or?
I already, Ashraf, I already sent the mail. Maybe just give me a minute. Can you see on your chat screen now the link to forum?
Oh.
Are you able to see that?
No, Vikram.
In your chat screen.
Yeah, in the chat screen, it's not showing anything. Today, we cannot see any attendee or we cannot type anything yet.
Can you see now?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So please practice, please complete this activity. And if you have any doubts, you can even utilize tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we are not going to talk about any other topic. We will just focus on your questions. So please try all these activities and come up with your questions tomorrow.
Vikram, Srikanth.
Yeah, Vikram, can you hear me? I have questions.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Vikram, suppose a customer, we have one customer and he using our services and goods also. So we have different dunning procedure for services and for goods. So for same customer, how can we send two dunning procedure?
For same customer, you want to assign two dunning procedures.
Yes.
There is a lot of background noise. Can you just mute yourself, please? Yes, now it is okay. So there is something called as dunning area. Okay, once, as I told you, there are still one or two processes that we need to discuss from the dunning procedure
Can you
point of
share
view.
the screen? We are not able to see the screen. Can you share the screen?
No, I am not showing as of now, because first of all, we need to solve that printing related error. Then only I'll be able to show you this scenario. So maybe tomorrow we will try to see that.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Vikram, I have one question.
Yes, Suganya.
For example, we are using the same chart of account for Amazon India and US. For Amazon India, I have created a few GL accounts. I need to copy those GL accounts to Amazon US. How to copy all those GLs?
Yes, so you can copy the GL account from one company code to another company code. Let me show you. Let me know once you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, so you want to copy all the GL accounts or a particular GL account?
All the GL account except the bank.
Okay, so what you can do is you can just go for financial accounting, general ledger. There is FS15 and FS16. There are two transactions which you can use. Master records, GL accounts, individual processing. Let's use this transaction code FS15. Okay, from here you have to send. So you have to select all those GL accounts from your source company code. Okay, you will select all the GL accounts that you want to send from the source company code, and here you have to provide the target company code, where exactly you want to send those GL accounts. Do you have some example? Do you have some example?
Yeah, I have created for Amazon India the GL accounts.
So which GL accounts? Let's try. Which is your company code?
AMZI.
AMZI. This one? Okay, let's say I want to copy one GL account from AMZI. Okay, let's say I just want to copy this one GL account. And what is your target company code?
AMZU.
AMZU. Okay. File already exists. Okay. It is not sending anything. Yeah, so selected accounts. If you change your company code to AMZU, right?
Yeah.
See, that GL account is copied.
Oh, okay.
Right, so just use transaction FS15.
Oh, okay, Vikram.
Okay, so currently I selected only one GL account. You can select there which GL accounts you want to copy, and you can send those GL accounts.
Okay, I mean, I want to copy all the GL account, but I want to I don't want the bank accounts to be copied from India to US. How to follow?
No, whatever. See, whatever you want, you have to specify here. So you can do one thing. What you can do is, let's say this is one GL account, and you can go here. This is your source company code. Okay, and here you can exclude single values. So bank GL accounts you have to exclude here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so based on the selection criteria, whatever GL accounts we provide here, based on that, system will copy this to the target company code.
Oh, okay, Vikram, thank you.
Okay.
And Vikram, when I'm trying to post transactions in FBB50, I got error that basis error, correct the customizing settings to ledgers for the universal general.
That is not basis error, that we already solved multiple times, but let's try to solve again. So FB50, right?
Yeah.
What is your company code?
AMIN.
AMIN.
Yeah.
Everybody is creating Amazon only. I get the example of Amazon, so everybody is creating Amazon. Okay. So test. Okay, and GL accounts, let's take. Which is the one which I can take? Anyone? किसके लिए? Yes. FB50 by default it will show you the same thing. So cost center. Value 10. Okay, let's try to save. See, this is the error. You were getting same error or something else?
No, other error I got it, Vikram. Correct the customizing settings to
Vikram,
ledger.
I'm getting this error, Vikram.
So you were not getting this error?
No.
Vikram.
Yes.
Hello, Vikram. I'm getting this error, Vikram. Now you are showing whatever error.
See, this is very straightforward. We discussed this. Let me show you. If you remember, I told you, see, first of all, don't get stuck because of error. See, what I can see is you are getting the error, you are sending me the screenshot, and then you are stuck. You are not continuing. What you can do is any error whenever you are getting, it is clearly when you click on the error. Okay, let's try to save. Whenever you are getting this error, click on this error. Most of the time, it will clearly tell you what needs to be done. So it is taking you to this transaction. Okay, and it will verify if the data exists or not. What it is saying is, now it is saying was already up to date. So now it should not come, but many times this is not a correct transaction actually, but many times you can directly go from here and do the configuration. Although this is not taking you to the same direction, but I'll explain what is the problem. So if you remember, let's try to save first. See, what it is saying is version 0. Do you remember where we defined version 0? What is version 0?
In version we will define in controlling.
In controlling. And if you remember, there was one new setting in S/4HANA which was related to version, which we discussed in detail. I told you how the data flows from FI to CO, from ledger 0L to version 0, right?
Yeah.
So that configuration is missing here. Okay, so looking at the error, just try to correlate what exactly is wrong. If you are not able to correlate, click on that error, it will take you to that particular screen. Many errors will take you to that particular screen, especially that correct the customizing settings. We will see that also. So what we need to do is financial accounting. Here you will go for financial accounting global settings, ledgers, integration of CO with FI. Okay, and this is the error that you are getting. Define ledger for CO version. So for your company code, have you created this configuration?
No, Vikram.
No,
That is the
Vikram.
reason you are getting. So just copy 0001 and provide your company code. Okay, so in your case it is AM?
IN.
IN. Okay, controlling area, AMIN. Controlling area is different or what?
Yeah, I think it is different, Vikram.
Can you confirm what is that?
I don't have my laptop with me actually. Forgot.
Okay, let me check.
I think AMZ.
AM?
Z. Yeah, that AMZ.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now that error should go away. Let's go back and try once again. So this is value date, and here we need to provide cost center. Okay, so posted, done.
Okay.
Vikram, one more doubt is that.
Sorry?
One more doubt is that in field
Yes.
status group for in field status group for G004 cost accounts, I made invoice reference field as required. But when I'm trying to post in FB50, I got error that you need to specify the invoice reference. But in FB50, there is no invoice reference, right?
No. So invoice reference, you made it mandatory, right?
Yeah, I made it mandatory for G004. So when I made it mandatory there, for all the GL account that is linked to G004 will have the invoice reference field as mandatory.
Right. So why you made it mandatory for Z004? It is a cost account, right?
Yeah.
See, okay. Can you tell me which GL you made it mandatory for?
No, but I removed it and I saved it.
Okay. See, whenever you are creating a cost account, in the cost account there is no invoice reference field, right?
Yes.
You want to make it mandatory for what? You want to make it mandatory for the vendor invoice, right?
Yeah.
So vendor invoice comes on the header part, not on the line part. So if I take the example, if you go to FB60, okay. So if you want invoice reference, this field should be mandatory. No field in this level, right?
Yeah.
So if you want this field mandatory, this is header. Header is not controlled by field status groups. This line is controlled by field status group, right? Based on the GL. This header is controlled by the document type. Okay, so if you go to document type, BKP and document type settings, I can go to document type KR, and here I can say that reference number field is mandatory.
Okay.
Right. So if you are making the field mandatory from GL, then it would be for the lines, not for the header.
Okay.
Yes.
And one more thing is I haven't received the recordings for the business partner.
Business partner recordings you not received. Which was that session? So can you just confirm?
Yeah. 1 second.
You mean to say 11 session you have not received?
Yeah, I think 10 and 11.
10, 11 both you have not received?
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Okay, in the meantime, anything else? I am sharing those recordings with you. And
Vikram, Srikanth here.
yes, Srikanth.
Did you had a chance to look at at the server access. I think am I getting some error or
No, it was already solved. Can you try now?
okay? Let me check.
Just try now. If it is not, I'll contact now itself.
Okay.
Okay, Suganya, I sent you the mail just now. Can you check these
Yeah,
two recordings?
yeah, got it, Vikram. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so
Vikram,
Shrikant, yes.
Vikram, I have you one general question. Hello.
Yeah.
What is the difference between 1809 and 1909 version, Vikram?
See, from finance point of view, there is no change. From finance and controlling point of view, there is no change. Only from the BPC, they included group reporting in the core component. So you don't need to worry about finance and controlling. Whatever we are learning, that is you can tell in the market that we also know 1909.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vikram.
Yes.
Vikram, this is Ashraf. I have a general question as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. It's regarding the SAP, the remote access we have. Now, the course will finish at certain point, but we want to continue practicing on SAP. So, how is that going to work for us?
Sorry, Ashraf, your voice is not very clear.
What I'm trying to say that if we finish the course, but we still want to continue practicing in SAP in the remote access, how is going to work for us? How we can?
No, you can. Yeah. So see, Ashraf, you already know Krishna, right? So you can check with Krishna. He can provide you the access.
All right.
Okay. So those, yeah, even other guys who don't know Krishna, I will provide you his reference. So 2 months of server access is provided with the course. If you want it to extend it, you can always extend it by just directly contacting the vendor.
Yeah, Vikram Sadi here, but I won't get the access for practice here. I'm not doing any practice.
So is that, sorry?
Sadik.
Sadik, your access is already arranged, na?
No, not yet. Yeah.
What is your user ID? Sorry, last time, just give me a minute.
You just sent a email to our vendor, but we didn't get anything from him.
He
So I
already
don't know how.
replied, I think. Just give me a minute.
No, yeah.
Okay, Sadik, can you call me in another 5 minutes? I'll check it out.
Yeah. After session, I will call you.
Yes.
Gaurav, still I'm getting the
Yes.
same error. Sent you the mail. Still I'm getting the same error. What I was getting earlier.
Who is that? Shrikant.
Shrikant, yeah.
Okay. Others are able to access the server properly?
Yes, Vikram.
Shrikant and Sadik.
Vikram, Minal here.
Yes, Minal.
Yeah, I'm also not able to log into the server.
From when, Minal?
From last week, actually.
Yeah, I think so. First month got expired. So do you want me to extend now or you want to wait? Maybe I request you to extend now itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about Vaibhav? He's able to access?
Actually, I don't know about Weber.
Oh, he's there on the call or not?
Maybe not, I think.
Okay, no problem. I'll check with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Minal, what is your ID?
Just a second. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it's S user 17.
17, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Minal. Let me check.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, all. Then bye. We'll meet tomorrow only with questions. So please be prepared for tomorrow's. And I want to see the screenshots. Okay, whenever I will only conduct the session tomorrow if I see the screenshots that you are getting this issues. Okay, it should not happen that nobody practiced and we are having the session tomorrow again without any agenda. So whatever errors you are getting, send me the screenshot and then we will talk about those errors what you are getting. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you.
Bye.